You have the tendency to suffer from depression and you're looking for ways to support yourself. Boundaries might be the answer for you. People who are prone to depression usually have difficulties saying no to others. No matter who asks them for something, they usually reply with yes automatically. They sometimes don't even know that they have the right to say no. They don't take their time to check in with themselves. How do they feel about it? What are their priorities at the moment? Do they want to do it? Do they even have the time to do it? They just say yes automatically because they feel obliged to do so. Some people aren't even connected to what they need and what they want. And in this way, they cannot really see how by saying yes to things that someone else wants from them, often they have to say no to their own needs and wants. Often with people prone to depression, there is low self-esteem. They don't realize that they are valuable and lovable just because they are, just because they exist. And they always try to win other people over by doing things for them, by taking care of them. They're worried that by saying no, the other person won't love them anymore, won't want to be their friend anymore. However, healthy relationships have the stability to be able to accept no, because it's normal to not always say yes. And if you say no to someone and they don't want to be their friend anymore because of this, well, they free the space for someone else who really wants to be your friend. Because friendship, it's not only based on what I can do for the other, it's based on so much more. Some people prone to depression even go further. Not only do they say yes to every single request their way, but they also always look for ways to help others and to take some extra responsibilities upon themselves. And being proactive, it's generally a good thing. Being there for others, having this empathy for others, wanting to help them when you see they're hurting, it's a wonderful trait. However, if this is to the extreme, where I'm always there for others, but I'm never there for myself, because I spend all my time and energy into others, then that's not a good way to go about it. And of course, people prone to depression, they have tremendous empathy for people who are suffering at the moment and can't really ask for help, because usually people prone to depression have difficulties asking for help themselves. So it's normal that when you see someone suffering and they cannot ask for help, you know what the feeling is, so you try to help them. However, please be careful not to go to the extreme with this. What happens when we are constantly filling in our time and schedule with things for others is that we have to say no to our needs and our favorite activities. Usually, when we have too much on our plate, what do? We say no to some social contacts, we don't go to sports, we don't relax, we don't go to the cinema, so we just do what we have to do, what we must do, like those chores, those tasks, we try to get them done as soon as possible. However, if we only spend our energy without recharging, at some point we are so exhausted that we can't take it anymore. And usually at such a point, depression appears to make us stop, to make us calm down, to make us stop this frantic activity and doing and never taking care of ourselves. So when depression appears, it simply makes us relax, stay at home maybe, do nothing. And of course that's again to the extreme, but we've been at the active extreme first. That's why we landed then in the extreme depression makes us go into. Another important thing about boundaries is how to set boundaries for ourselves. People who have the tendency to go into depression, usually they have some quite extreme behaviors. So, and in some aspects they really overdo it, and then in other they underdo it. Often people who are prone to depression, they're either overly active by doing, and then when depression kicks in, they're just like doing nothing and just like, I don't have the energy, I won't do anything today. And then the tasks pile up. When they manage to get out of the depression, they have so many things that have piled up that they go again into this frantic doing, getting things done. Then they go back into the depression mode. So this cycle of extremes, it's actually that what keeps them anxious and depressed. And that's something that needs to be regulated in order for the person to feel well long term. So setting boundaries with yourself looks like being aware that every time you say yes to something, you are automatically saying no to at least 5 other things and even 5 other people. Every time you say yes to something that you don't really want to do, you're automatically saying no to yourself, to your needs, and to your well-being. So it's absolutely worth it to learn to chew on it, to really go back a bit, stay with the request of the other, and really see, do I have the capacity to do it at the moment? Do I have the time for it? Do I want to do it? What are my priorities at the moment? And then decide. Don't automatically say yes, because you are not obliged to. It's also important to have a look in the different aspects of your life. Usually with people prone to depression, there is often some extremes in some areas. And when we overdo something, often there is some aspect in our lives that suffers because we don't have the energy and the attention for it. So some people tend to overwork themselves, overeat maybe, and especially sweets and bread and really high calorie foods, or maybe starve themselves, don't eat anything. Some use excessive alcohol, others are sleep deprived. They try to do too much and don't have time to sleep, or are so nervous that they don't manage to sleep. Others sleep too much, like 10, sometimes 12 hours per day. Some deprive themselves of connecting with other human beings, of fun activities. It's only have to do productive things. I don't have time to have fun and connect with others. So have an honest look into your life and see where the extremes are. And it can happen to anyone. None of us is perfect. It's normal that you have some periods in your life that are a bit trickier and that where you go a bit into extremes. But if this is the rule, really it's important to have a look how to find a balance there, so that you prevent depression from kicking in. Learning to set boundaries, it's a process. It's something that requires a bit of effort every single day on our side, so that we can learn it and practice it, and so that it becomes natural. If you need some individual support on the topic, you can enroll for a consultation with me. You will find the link about it on Healthy Story below the video. If this video was helpful for you, you can have a look at our other videos about depression.